Meowdy everyone! Welcome back to another video. It is I, Saphwyn, the silly Neko VTuber, and today we are diving on into the whale-sized dinosaur that used to roam America. I'm super excited. This is going to be a fun time. It's always a fun time. I love watching videos with you here on YouTube. I think you guys already know that already. And if you didn't know, I do have a Patreon. So if you want anime reactions, the full uncut version, like Overlord JoJo's My Hero Academia, go check it out now. The link will be down below. Membership starts from $2.50 USD, give or take. I don't know the conversion off the top of my head because it's actually $3 Canadian. Sorry, but let's dive right on into the video.
66 million years ago, across the plains of southwestern North America, a behemoth of a dinosaur was roaming about, enjoying what were unknowingly its last days. This
Are we going to be talking about some long neck boys? They're my favorite.
Titanic animal was significant not only because of its prowess, but because it represented the last of its kind to ever inhabit North America.
Oh, interesting.
And still, this dinosaur's legacy would not end there, as it is also currently the largest known terrestrial North American animal to have ever lived.
Yo, shout out to this dinosaur. That's massive. What a title. Gold medal.
This was the Alamosaurus.
Oh, I know the Alamo. I love the Alamo. Okay, we're locked in, guys. We're locked in. It is long neck boy.
In spite of holding such achievements, the Alamosaurus has actually gone somewhat under the radar compared to other late Cretaceous North American dinosaurs.
Yeah.
On top of this, it's also less famous than other mainstream giant sauropods, such as the Brachiosaurus or Argentinosaurus.
I feel like Argentinosaurus is kind of like a pick out there, but I feel like the Brachiosaurus is like your traditional long neck boy that people think of because of Jurassic Park. I'm not sure about you guys watching this, because you guys watching this are like dinosaur fans galore, or you're a casual viewer who thinks dinosaurs are cool. It's normally one of those two spectrums, but I just feel like Brachiosaurus is like the one that everyone knows being the long neck boy, yeah?
This absence from the spotlight is rather confusing, considering that in addition to being huge, it has been on paleontologists' radar for a long time, with its existence first being recognized all the way back in 1921, when
so that is an old freaking dinosaur.
Shoulder and pelvic bone were found within the deserts of New Mexico. Right off the bat, the founder of the bones, Charles Gilmore, could tell this newly discovered dinosaur was a brand new kind of sauropod. But because the bones only made up a tiny portion of the full body, not many details could be said about this new dinosaur. Regardless, Gilmore ended up describing the sauropod just 1 year after its discovery, dubbing it Alamosaurus sanjuanensis, a nod to the Ojo Alamo formation in which it was discovered. Ironically,
that makes sense. Sometimes I'm always curious of where the names come from, the scientific names of species, and I like how when it's related to the area. But on the flip side, I like when it's like out of pocket galore and no relation to wherever it was found at all.
Its naming would be the only source of fame initially, but for all the wrong reasons, as people were under the impression that the Alamo section had been inspired by the Alamo in Texas. Besides this popular misconception, the Alamosaurus failed to generate any meaningful buzz during the early and mid-1900s, since what little bones were known about only indicated it to be a mid-sized sauropod and nothing more. However, this would all change during the 2000s, when multiple discoveries revealed that the Alamosaurus had been an unknown giant all along. The discovery specifically consisted of a giant fragmented leg bone, a separate yet equally large cervical, and a juvenile specimen that was the most complete fossil of any known Alamosaurus to date. The completeness of the young Alamosaurus allowed paleontologists to determine that the giant isolated fossils did indeed belong to an Alamosaurus, and showed that this creature got so much bigger than originally thought. In fact, these new finds pretty much thrust Alamosaurus straight to the top of the list of North America's largest dinosaurs. Estimates suggest that on average, these titans could reach about 26 meters or 85 feet long from head.
That's so long! Super long, boy! 85 feet! You know what else is also 8? No, I'm kidding, I'm sorry.
To tail, while standing 5 meters or 6.
I was gonna make a funny, but that's not a funny, okay? No haha here.
16 feet tall at the shoulders, and weighing about 39 tons. Even at this size, Alamosaurus is one of the Earth's largest sauropods. But like many other long necks, certain individuals could get much bigger than the rest, with the largest Alamosaurus probably coming in at around 30 meters or 98 feet, and weighing 88 tons, making it more than 8 times the weight of a fully grown T-Rex, the largest
8 times the weight of a fully grown T-Rex. What?
Largest North American terrestrial predator of all time. But how does this size compare to other sauropods? Well, for starters, it completely blows all other North American sauropods out of the water, including the famous bunch that lived together during the Jurassic period,
look at all of them.
which included the Diplodocus, Apatosaurus.
Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. I know you said they blow them out of the water. I know that was like we said that, but just seeing them side by side, you smoke them.
And Brachiosaurus.
Holy.
On top of this, large Alamosaurus specimens likely rivaled even the largest sauropods seen in other continents too, with paleontologists generally considering it to have been similar in size to behemoths like the South American Argentinosaurus and the Asian Royangosaurus, the former of which is often considered to be the top contender for the largest dinosaur ever. With such immense size, and considering that it hails from the late Cretaceous...
Wait, thunder lizards. Theropod dinosaurs were the largest land animals to ever walk the earth, we know that. Here is a parade of some of the largest and some of the most popular sauropods to grace the Mesozoic. The animals rendered in gray are based on either fragmentary or poorly described material and are subject to a greater margin of error than the fully restored skeletals. Yo! And then we see the Diplo, the Super, the Apto, Almo, and then there's some others too. That's wild. I'm sorry if I read that out. I feel like I had to, Aaron, so you guys probably would have read that. Alrighty, let's dive back on.
It may not come as a shock that the Alamosaurus was a member of the Titanosaur clade, who dominated for the entire span of the Cretaceous, being the most widespread and largest sauropods around, existing on all 7 continents. Within this group, the Alamosaurus is generally placed within the Saltasauridae family, whose members are defined by having 35 or fewer caudal vertebrae. Additionally, one thing that made Saltasaurids stick out was not
I can't believe its name is actually Saltasaurus.
only their occasional massive bodies.
Just look at the difference here. You got little tiny boy, the Yamanosaurus, and then you go all the way up to the Isis-saurus. I wonder if it's Isis after like the Egyptian god Isis.
But also their armor. This part may come as a bit of a surprise, since most don't think of sauropods as being armored. But the Alamosaurus and the rest of its family did indeed possess a fair degree of armor, which came in the form of bony scutes. It is not well known how much of its body was covered by this armor, but recent finds suggest that at the very least, a part of its back was covered by these bony plates. What's more is that these scutes may have been a bit pointy, as certain paleontologists have found remains that appear to take more of a spiky shape than a round one, meaning this titan could have been walking around with giant spikes along its back, and possibly other parts of its body too. These scutes are thought to have played a role in protection against attacks from predatory theropods, or they could have been used as a form of social identification and display. Whatever the case is, these spikes were no doubt useful, yet they still weren't the Alamosaurus' top defense, as that was its skeletal structure. Compared to most sauropods, Alamosaurus had an extremely robust body, with both its neck and chest being especially sturdy. This gave the Alamosaurus a big boost in durability and kept its
Holy shit, look at the muscles on these dinosaurs. Holy moly.
Most vulnerable organs well out of harm's way.
That makes sense.
This robustness, coupled with its giant size, made fully matured large adults practically untouchable to any carnivorous dinosaurs. Although juvenile...
Take that, carnivorous dinosaurs! You know what's wild to me? Whenever I see like a simulation of big freaking dinosaurs living on the land that we live in today or live on today, it's always flabbergasting. It's always jaw-dropping. Like, I know it happened. I know how history works. I know how like evolution and, you know, all these work. Like, I know how they work. It's just always fascinating to me just to see them. I don't know how to explain it, and I think you guys probably are related and you can understand what I'm trying to say here, but it's always just fascinating.
And smaller adults, on the other hand, were not 100% safe, as they did live alongside the Tyrannosaurus. And the Alamosaurus actually coexisted with both species of the tyrant lizard, the T-Rex and the older Macrensis. Both of these species were giant, and were actually known to have attacked and scavenged Alamosaurus.
That makes sense.
As certain specimens bear healed bites, indicating active predation, while other fossils have unhealed bites, meaning that the individual was already dead or died in the attack.
Also makes sense.
However, the predation of Alamosaurus was ultimately uncommon, as the vast majority of specimens bear no bite marks at all, showing just how valuable size was if you lived alongside the king. Sometimes though, size and bony scutes was not enough. And that is why some paleontologists assert that the Alamosaurus had an active defensive weapon too, its tail. Like many titanosaurs, the tail of Alamosaurus was rather long.
Bro, tails can be freaking deadly. I have a Great Dane. You ever get whipped by a Great Dane tail? Deadly. It's not even nearly the size of a freaking Alamosaurus out here, though. But still, I could only imagine the strength of a tail whip from one of these.
Long and whip-like, yet not as long as the tail seen in diplodocids. Nevertheless, many think that the Alamosaurus potentially wielded its built-in whip as a weapon, seeing that titanosaurs have the highest rates of damaged tails among any sauropod group, even outclassing the diplodocids, indicating that their tails were quite active, so to speak. The injuries in question consist of a variety of diseases and ailments, but one of the most common finds was consistent with force-based trauma, raising the possibility of it being used as a weapon that much more. Overall, Alamosaurus no doubt had an imposing appearance, which has helped increase the amount of people paying attention to it. And another detail that also has added a resurgence in its interest, which has nothing to do with its size or physical appearance, is when it lived. Because as mentioned, the Alamosaurus lived during the late Cretaceous, specifically between 70 and 66 million years ago, a monumental time to be alive, as this meant it lived in a period now referred to as the sauropod hiatus. This event began during the Cenomanian stage of the late Cretaceous.
So it was, okay, wait, we're in the sauropod hiatus, and yet we have the biggest sauropod.
Approximately 104 million years ago, when sauropods suddenly vanished from North America. This absence would last for over 30 million years until the Alamosaurus popped up. This pivotal lapse in sauropods has generated a lot of debate over the years on both why they seemingly vanished and how the Alamosaurus then appeared millions of years afterwards. Currently, the main explanation has been that their disappearance was the result of an extinction event, with paleontologists citing competition with ornithischians such as hadrosaurs and the expansion of the western interior seaway as being potential causes. And in regards to the Alamosaurus' appearance, the common thought is that it managed to repopulate southern North America after it migrated there from South America, or possibly even Asia, although this idea is less accepted. Of course, seeing that it entered the continent 70 million years ago, the Alamosaurus still would have had to deal with a lot of competition, and a rather large western interior seaway. And yet, it still managed to thrive despite seemingly being not too different than its distant ancestors, with no significant change in diet being noticed, since it possessed rod-shaped.
No significant change in diet being noticed, but we did say earlier how he was built a little bit more sturdy, right? Like he was a more sturdier sauropod, which probably led to his survival.
Teeth that were used to crop and strip vegetation from medium to tall trees, just like its predecessors.
I guess we have giraffes. They're like the long neck boys we have of the day. They're like the reminiscent of a good old long neck sauropod, because they also are silly long neck boys as well.
Additionally,
I know it's not the same either. Please do not come after me. I know it's not the same, but they're both long neck boys, okay?
The discovery of stones within multiple specimen stomachs confirmed that Alamosaurus routinely consumed rocks in order to aid digestion.
Yummy!
A common trend seen amongst other sauropods as well.
You also see it in birds as well, like emus and like bigger birds as well. You'll see them eating rocks also. Weird!
Nevertheless, its arrival resulted in it being an extreme success, and Alamosaurus even became one of the most common late Cretaceous dinosaurs in North America, with an especially high prevalence within what is today the US. Its apparent high population was so staggering compared to other dinosaurs that paleontologists actually use the term Alamosaurus fauna to describe the general life found within certain areas.
That's crazy.
Along with strong numbers, Alamosaurus was also able to reestablish a respectable domain in the name of sauropods, with fossils being found throughout a large portion of southern United States and northern Mexico. In these lands, populations would have lived in both coastal habitats bordering the western interior seaway, while also inhabiting semi-arid inland plains where relief from the dry climate was occasionally found in the form of rivers, swamps, and lakes. Throughout its habitat, Alamosaurus would have lived alongside a large variety of different dinosaurs that included the likes of Ohoceratops,
well, look at you.
Glyptodon topelta, Richard Doesticia,
oh my god, look at those little guys. Oh, cool.
Diniobellider, Torosaurus, Tyrannosaurus.
Guys, I think I'm biased. I think you can show me like any dinosaur on my screen and I think I'll say that's cool. I think I'm just biased to dinosaurs.
Bravoceratops,
Bravo.
Griposaurus, Credosaurus,
Oh
Saurolophilesti,
my god, wait. Oh my god, look at you. I want to know more about you.
undetermined ankylosaurs, and troodontids. Non-dinosaur life was also very
Yeah.
plentiful in these areas, being represented
I
by
don't know about you guys, but I love how he wraps up, like, especially when events like this, when it's on a single dinosaur and not just like an area or a time period or whatever. I always like when he gives us all this little information in the end about like the different species that were living alongside or beside him.
a number of fish, rays, amphibians, turtles, snakes,
Turtles.
lizards, crocodilians, mammals,
Mm.
charistoderes, and pterosaurs. Pterosaurs in particular were
pterosaurs.
quite abundant, with the Wellnhopterus and Quetzalcoatlus being the most widespread. The Quetzalcoatlus in particular was actually so common where Alamosaurus fossils have been found that some paleontologists have wondered if there was a connection between the two, like how there is between some birds and elephants, or certain
Well,
fish
there probably
and whale
was.
sharks.
There probably is.
In any case, Alamosaurus and Quetzalcoatlus would have been a common yet breathtaking sight.
We haven't done
As-
the Quetzal video yet either. Do you guys want to learn about the Quetzal? Let me know down below if you want to learn about the Quetzal. Well, also while I'm here, I normally do this at the very end of the video, but I've been kind of throwing them in here and there. If you made it if you made it to this point in the video, comment down the long neck emoji boy. There is like a Brachiosaurus sauropod emoji, dinosaur emoji. There is one that exists. He's like a little blue guy. Comment that one down, or if you didn't, just comment down the word sauropod. Thank you so much. It helps the algorithm. The more comments on the video, the more algorithm the video does get, if that makes sense. So thank you so much, and we're going back.
Both were giants within their own rights. But ultimately, Alamosaurus was the true titan of these lands, a distinction
big
which it also
boy.
held until the very bitter end. An end which perhaps should have came later than it did. As like many, it too was still kicking 66 million years ago when the KT extinction event occurred. But what's interesting about the Alamosaurus is that bones belonging to a juvenile were found only a few feet below their
That
Cretaceous
is interesting.
Paleogene boundary,
Wait, what?
making it one of the youngest known dinosaurs and presumably one of the last non-avian dinosaurs around. Perhaps not a surprising feat for North America's largest and
Big
last titan.
boy, big boy.
But as mentioned, Alamosaurus was not the only North American dinosaur to make it to the end of the Cretaceous period. In fact, there's another dinosaur whose fossils have only been found a few inches below the KT boundary, making it one of the youngest dinosaurs known to science. It is also the only dinosaur known to have injured the T-Rex. So if that
so
sounds
it's this one
interesting,
right here.
check out the video I just made on that recently.
Oh, I see.
And like always, thanks for watching, and until next time on Extinct Zoo.
Thank you, Extinct Zoo. Guys, remember to go check out the channel link down below. It's always in my description. Whenever I react to a video, it is in my description. So if you want more content, if you want to dive right on in, go check it out. Link down below. And I will catch you guys all on the flip side. Remember, if you want all my anime content, or if you just want to support my channel and my content, check out my Patreon. I have tons of content over there. Tons of anime content. We have some extra YouTube videos, stuff like that. So go check it out. And I will see you guys all on the flip side. Bye-bye.